Und da bin ich wieder. I'm back. Okay, so I stopped painting Farsight because I had to eat something. Now I'll be going back to paint this little mini. The last color I was applying was Evil Scarlet, and yeah, I'll go on with that. And I even remembered to put on the music this time. Kiddo. Yes, it is. Sorry. Hello, Sanguinius. Hello, Overlord. And hi, Ed. It. Okay. In dem Fall werde ich den Camp-Fokus wohl so lassen, ne? Jo, was macht ihr heute Abend? Noch nicht so viel los. 20:40 Uhr der fernen Schweiz. Nicht geht. Normal. Ja, ich habe den Camp-Fokus jetzt für meine nächsten Tutorials so eingestellt und ich fand ihn nicht so übel. Dachte ich probiere mal ein bisschen weiter. The Sir W. or The Sirf ist übrigens ein und er ist kein Deutscher, er ist ein Amerikaner, Deutsch. So we are 3 guys in the chat right now, and I have no idea if 3 speak German, so switch to English. I'm now applying Evil Scarlet to my mini. That means starting with the edge highlight. And my cat is trying to yeah, same here. Matthew is probably sitting at home, giggling about bad pronunciation. Find my way back in here. I think I ended painting this mini where up here where I started. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's this stacking of color I'm doing here all the time with my edge highlighting. Or I try at least all the time. also still struggling with this colors as possible. A little too not good. Too much like water. Ah, yeah, I know what you mean. So I reworked some parts of my stream here. I'm working with OBS, and I'm starting to get into this program. The programs I have to run with it, like I am now running Streamlabs or a link to Streamlabs at least, and I think all 2 minutes you'll see my links to Instagram and Ko-fi now on the left corner of the lower left corner. So yeah, I made a thing. And when someone is subscribing while I'm streaming, there should be a sound effect and a tiny animation. So, Sanguinius, what are you painting? What are you hobbying at the moment? Oh, by the way, I had a nice little game against orcs. I think about 3 to 4 days ago. My enemy didn't want to play Gaskell. I told him it would be okay for me, but he refused. And normally he's a pretty lucky dice thrower. Somehow his blue orcs had forsaken him this evening and kinda shooting forward in turns 1 2, which was nice. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm keeping my eyes open for Drukhari too, because A, I like B, they are getting codec, and new codec means rules. New rules means more teasers for craft books I'm playing. You might know, and I'm still playing Inari. I will be able to use Drukhari in my Inari army. So Inari, I'm getting a lovely little buff there. I mean, even having 2 attacks makes normal cavalry almost good as a Banshee. That's some sort of areas. Do you know when the codex is on pre-order? Oh yeah, sure. I'm sorry. Didn't realize the music was loud. Better. And the mic should be somewhere here. Here we go. Sorry. What I was asking was if you know when the codex will be on pre-order. Okay. Damn. Is the music volume better like this? No, music. Okay. What? That maybe. Is it okay now? The problem is I don't hear the volume that is put out to you, so and a little guesswork for me. Okay, nice. Oh yeah, and in my last game with my Tau, I tested the new, or I play tested my broadsides. I haven't played them quite a while because they were so expensive that a Riptide was always the better choice. But now with 90 points for a broadside sniper, yeah, pretty nice. I mean, it's 8 shots SMS and 2 shots of the Magna rifle. That's quite some damage that's coming from those lovely suits. Played 3 of them. That means quite a bunch of shots for anti-infantry and not that much fun for vehicles, actually. Sadly, I didn't manage to even put out one mortal wound by wounding with a sticks, but they still did a good job in that game. I mean, the game was strangely awesome for Tau. I started, that was the first time for a long time, or since a long time, that I was able to start a game Tau, not having second turn. And yeah, well, playing Farsight, I played sort of aggressive and threw almost my whole army into his face. Ivara shot down, I think, 2 vehicles and killed a whole squad of orcs with his flamer. My Melter commander burned down 1 vehicle, and yeah, wasn't that bad. Even my my stealth suits killed a vehicle, and funnily, they were charged by the orc boss on trike in turn 2, I think. And the fusion blaster I was taking with him hit the boss in Overwatch and killed him. So yeah, nice day to be a Tau. Not so nice for being an orc, I guess. I mean, I still made quite a few mistakes in terms of tactics and deployment and stuff like that. I forgot my crew's second movement after their scout movement, and which wasn't that bad actually. Like I moved them for 7 inches towards the enemy and forgot them where they were, and in the next turn they were some sort of a meat shield, denying the enemy vehicles to run through, kill my stuff. So, a happy accident. But still, when Groot are in combat, they have no chance to keep them alive. Only good Groot unit, in my opinion, is the Groot, because he's firing smart missiles. To be honest. You mean the Magna rifles on the suits? Yes. I mean, this relic is a must-take. Minimum 3 damage makes the weapons so much more reliable. D6 damage and mortal wounds on a wound roll of 6 is nice, but it's kind of wonky. I mean, you have only 2 shots with a gun, and yeah, no rerolls, except you're spending CP or hitting Markolites and stuff. So yeah, you kind of have to make the best or take out the maximum of damage to do. That means Magna rifles. Yeah, stealth suits are my hero units in, I think, every game I'm playing. If you know the, I think you should, the stratagem mirror code now. Sorry, Field of Mirrors called. With the stratagem, you can reposition 1 unit of stealth suits within 6 inches of an. Sorry. What is it called? A ghost kill. And because it is at the beginning of the movement phase, they are not going into reserve or something like that. They are just repositioned. They can move. I mean, we checked the rules twice, thrice, even 4 times. There's nothing saying they can't move, so makes them pretty quick. And playing them at Farsight, you can charge and spend 1 CP, and every suit that gets into close combat range or into engagement range is able to cause a mortal wound after the charge on a 3-up, and that is hilariously good, especially when you're fighting Necrons, for example. Charging a Catan shard means you can charge the shard, do 3 models. You won't do any damage in close combat, but you could do damage in close combat, and of course you will do damage while shooting. So you can kill 1 shard 1 turn. I did this twice already, so yeah. Well, my first 9th edition game was, let's say, special. So many things to keep an eye on, like the new missions. I didn't exactly know what mission to use for me. It was more like a let's try out game thing. And I think my first game was played. Oh. And I actually won. Because I wasn't playing 3 Riptides, I had Riptide shit. But yeah, playing like me, I'm always using the Tau mobility for engaging all fronts. I like deep striking units. I really like Vespids. They are awesome for scramblers and attrition. Branded down in those are awesome, awesome secondaries. I can't wait to get the Tau-specific secondaries. In my opinion, Tau are not that. Tau are just not exactly worth their points. That's the problem at the moment. Well, and my first game with Blood Angels was as per my, I think, next 7 games with Blood Angels in 9th edition, so I stopped playing Blood Angels in 9th edition until other armies got their codices. Made a little more fair play. And now I think they're damn strong. They are one of the strongest factions in the game at the moment. But you can counter them now. So yeah. My first games were pretty good. I like what they did with the 9th edition. You can almost feel that tournament players were having their fingers in the rules. I like it. Not good. Not. How was your first game? I mean, did you enjoy it? Was it stressy, or were there problems with the rules? I don't know. I mean, I'm playing in a club. We're very, very competitive. That means we take the rules pretty serious when playing. I mean, that's a nice way to play, actually. So everyone learns from that. I don't know how you guys are playing, but I mean, even Beerhammer is completely okay with 9th edition. So, are there any specific rules you have problems with? I mean, explain almost everything. I think most of it, at least. Main problem in the beginning was mixing up 9th and 8th edition, because they were pretty similar but not the same. And some of our club even tried to deep strike their units in turn 1 2, or especially in turn 1, which is not legal. Okay. So that's more like a problem of the more you play, the more you memorize. Self-limited, you could call it. Oh, my toughest enemy with Tau. Hard to say. I think one of the toughest enemies so far were Tyranids, because a big bug list is problematic, especially if you're rolling dice like I do. What were other big problems? I think in the end of 8th and the early 9th edition, Imperial Fist were a problem. Never played against Imperial Fist with my Tau, but the damage output was just hilarious. but I know the toughest enemy. My toughest enemy is Mech, actually, because Atmech has way more and way better shooting than I do. My brother kind of keeps ruining my life when I'm playing against him in his Atmech army. I mean, he is always trying to talk them down, bad they are, but we all know Atmech is pretty retarded in the meta at the moment. I know Death Guard is not that much of a problem. I mean, the old Death Guard was a problem because they had all that you have in better and cheaper and more of it. So that was a big problem, especially those damn blight haulers and plague crawlers and whatever. They were a big problem, really. And the fiber penal pain was a problem too, but Death Guard, how it is at the moment, seems to be okay-ish. We have a Death Guard player. He's playing a lot of web lists or meta lists with Death Guard, like Therion or a lot of haulers, stuff like that. And I think they are doable. The -1 damage is hard to come over, but I think you can do it with PAL, especially with Farsight, because getting out of combat twice firing makes your army so much better. So my first game versus the new Death Guard was actually the Blood Angels. I think I even filmed it, but in German. I recorded. So that was a tough game. Mortarion is a beast. The only word you can use there. But I held him kind of in his place, and picked him with my captain with his sanguinary mask, so it worked out well. Jano, wann kommt der neue Orks-Kodex? Gute Frage. Vermutlich. Vermutlich irgendwann gegen April oder so. Also, es wird ja schon recht viel gemunkelt über Orks. Und ich denke wahrscheinlich so April, Mai. Dann kannst du dich wieder aktiver von uns verhauen lassen. Jo, wir sehen dich dann auch gerne wieder mehr im Club. Also Steff zockt ja aktuell auch wieder mit Orks und geht schon. Gaskul ist halt übel. Also wenn du den einsetzt, das ist schon ein bisschen heftig. Ich glaube, der kommt auch mit den großen Modellen gerade recht gut klar. Gegen mich? Also du hast ja schon ein paar Mal gewonnen. Oh, sorry, doch, Germany. Well, quite a lot of times. I mean, yeah, play against me. Didn't you win once with your orcs? I mean, before we did the Frühlingsoffensive 2000 style. Yeah, I mean, you won with your orc against my Tau back then. Was before the Attack Awakening. Or against Eldar? Blood Angels, I'm not sure. But I think you won once. At least once. Frühlingsoffensive. The Pulsar tank standing on top of a turret. Yeah, I mean, Flash are evil, badass shitheads. When I'm coming into combat, no one has fun. I'm not sure if it will happen this year. Problem with the Frühlingsoffensive is we are about 30 people there, and this whole vaccine thing is taking quite longer than we anticipated, so we can't promise it. I mean, we hope we can do the FO, but yeah. Problematic. So for those of you who don't know what the FO is, called the Frühlingsoffensive or the Spring Offensive. Sounds pretty Second World War military like, but it's a 40k event, or better word, it's a narrative tournament or narrative style tournament that we do in South Germany here, when there is not Turtles plague running through a country like yours. Yeah. You can join at T3. That's a online website where you can register to tournaments. It's called T3 minus tournaments or tabletop or something. Or just type in on Google T3 tabletop tournaments, and there you can search for Frühlingsoffensive. We're also doing a event for Star Wars Legion. We wanted to start it last year, but yeah, we all know what happened last year. The 2 weeks of lockdown that lasted for now. So yeah. Hey Ryan, what's up? I'm fine. How are you? I'm edge highlighting. Yeah, hopefully we'll play against each other a little more in the future. I don't know. Have a nice evening. It's in the south of Germany. I don't think you know fitting shredding, but maybe you know the Lake of Constance. And it's about 30 minutes from the Lake of Constance in the Blackwood Forest. So, if you tell it like that. Yeah. Or next to the Swiss border. That's better, actually. And that's the wrong color. Dang. Not. Are you still painting your tanks? Or your tank? Or another project? Necrons or something like that, Ryan? Oh, sorry, I mean runs. Oh, so much red. Oh yeah, and the event is not for 1 day or something like that. It's a 4 days event, 3 to 4 days. We try to start it on Brückenwochenenden or Brückentage. It's called Brückentage in Germany. That's when a holiday is on Thursday, and people get free from work for Friday too. That's a Brückentag.
Run.
No idea how it's called in English. Lieutenant Mulius is the Black Library lieutenant. So coming back to the Königsoffensive, that's a event for 4 days, 3 to 4 days, with 30 guys loving 40k. The narrative part is written by me mostly, because I'm what they call deep inside the hobby. I kind of read all the books that are available for 40k, so I sort of know what I'm talking about, and that's why I'm writing most of the story there. And this year's event based the source of matter, this planet that was designed by the old ones to defeat the Necrons or to throw back the Necrons. But the Silent King found this planet machine thing. Hola Ares! And here we go, Ares is the guy with Death Guard in our club. Yeah, where was I? Yeah, the machine is able to create matter from nothing, or from another realm, or we don't know it yet. That's what the campaign will be about. And normally I'm sort of writing my story along with the 40k fluff, or with the actual 40k fluff. And finally, I was predicting the Silent King, and with our last FO was one of the bigger players there in the background. And short after that, they truly revealed the Silent Kingdoms. Quite fun. Yeah, like I said, we're not sure if the FO will take place. Just this whole COVID thing is destroying all our hopes at the moment, and the slow vaccination stuff is not making it better. By the way, this model is way better to paint when it's sub-assembled. I'm stupid. But I also wanted to use him fight orc, so I put it together. I hate playing with unblue evenings. Oh yeah, and if you're interested in participating in the Frühlingsoffensive, just set your reminder, because we're making this thing happen every year for about 10 years, or I think 12 years by now, so yeah. We'll be back. Not this year, next year. Definitely next year. Very slowly, this red coming to point where you can say it's red and not fun. About time. Hope it doesn't look too stupid. So yeah, I turn this mini around all the time, but trying to get into all the corners eventually. Reach all the edges. So that's not a problem if you don't practice, really. I mean, it's a tournament. It's more like Beer Hammer tournament. Just 40k fans having fun for 3 days at least. Playing from whenever you wake up to whenever you want to go to sleep. And the points you earn there are not for you alone. They are for your faction. So you're fighting either for the forces of light or for the forces of darkness. And from time to time there's a third force that is neutral or just there to fuck stuff up like hordes. Yeah, knowing the rules helps, but playing a lot of games in this event helps you knowing the rules. So goes vice versa. Yeah, and I think it's priced somewhere around 150 euros or 130 euros. But like I said, it's 3 days and sleeping included, and also food for the whole day, so that's actually cheap. In my opinion, at least. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here, but I can't paint those edges in a better position, so would posed. Depends on the campaign. We had Drukhari being on the side of evil. We had also Drukhari playing on the side, or siding, let's say, siding with the good guys in the same campaign. So both can happen. Depends on what happens on the tables, because you're playing on the tables, you're giving us the results, and from those results the story grows. That means if one side is losing on special key points, like I don't we are playing on a big map for the generals, and if they decide they take down a bastion or something like that, and let's say the good forces try to take down a bastion, okay? But in the games for this bastion, the good forces fuck up all the time. You obviously don't get the bastion, so in this case the evil forces get the bastion, and the story of the big map evolved towards the baddie. Same goes for other operations while playing this game. So maybe we find a temple of Drukhari or something like that, and there is one witch cult inside the temple who sides with the force that finds the temple. And if that's the good guys, sure, Drukhari can play for good guy, or at least one day of the Tode. Du sehen, dass du das geschrieben hast, Ari. Stunde Zeit. Okay. Ja, man wird an der FO Charaktere mit Eigennamen nutzen dürfen. Man wird aber nur einen Charakter mit Eigennamen nutzen dürfen. Und man wird keine Primarchen benutzen. Das ist mal so der aktuelle Stand. Und bei Chaos-Dämonen wird es wahrscheinlich darauf hinauslaufen, dass wir das runterschrauben auf maximal ein Großdämon pro Gottheit pro Kontingent. Das heißt, du kannst nicht in einem Kontingent 3 Großdämonen des Korn spielen und dann von mir aus Großdämonen des Korn, einen Keep of Secrets und keine Ahnung, großen Schleimstinker, das Struggle. Und ich spiele bei Deutsch. Sorry. So this could be one possibility. The other possibility could be that we say you can't mix demon forces within the contingents. That means you can't make Slaanesh and Khorne within the same contingent. So no Slaanesh and Khorne forces in the same select thing. Yeah, it's not exactly like the old Medusa campaign. It's more like there is another game. It's called BattleTech, and they have a big event in Germany. What is called the Galahad. We've been there back in the day, and we liked what they did, and we adapted it for the Prince of the event. It works pretty well. So, to answer your question again, Alice, one named character, no Primarchs. That's how it looks at the moment. And it's not one character, one named character per contingent, it's one character, or one named character. We'll shut down those crazy, stupid shenanigans some armies can do, and make it a more fun game, and make it a little fluffier, because you can't explain 7 named characters being in the same army. That's bullshit. I mean, sure, you always can explain why 7 characters are in the same army. Oh yeah, they're friends. They want to hit some shit together. But I mean, in a narrative way, that I would see in a book of Games Workshop, of Games Workshop actually. Sorry, Black Library. Okay. And this way you can base your army around a cool character you like, but not take all the characters that are available for your faction. That's okay, I think. Even in the Devastation of Baal, I mean, Blood Angels characters are pretty bonkers altogether, and they are never fighting all at the same moment against the same enemy within the same, or within a distance of, I don't know, 20 meters or something like that. Even in the Devastation of Baal, they are spread out. There's a maximum of maybe 3 or 4 known guys in each scene, so yeah. I think that's okay. I'm still fighting with its stupid breastplate. Hello. Is there Farsight to why you do this to me? Highlight is just not what I imagined for this project. Can't stand it if this happens. If you have any fluff questions about Tau or Blood Angels or I don't know, Eldar, Craft Worlds, Yukari, Inari, just ask them. I definitely can answer them. I think I even can answer almost all the questions that are possible to ask in terms of Dolthar Sodjath. Finished my last 2 books. And most questions about horse. Jeez, I'm just painting the upper body for about 7 million days by now. You don't need Psychers to modify the webway, you need motions. And Yukari are still working with craft builders and Nari. Just, yeah, they are let's say, flexible in terms of their allied, aren't they? But yeah, the webway is actually working with emotions, so that can work. And other than that, the FR made the webway, and Drukhari are playing around with soul stones from time to time. As we know from diverse novellas. And if they have the right soul stone, or the ancestor stones, sorry, they can use psychic powers, I don't know, Runeseers or other Eldar caught in the stones. So that is a possibility. And the overall answer to this is because the Drukhari know how the webway works. Like all the pointy-eared bastards. There again. And right at this moment, my color decided, oh hey, I'm on a web planet, but I'm getting dry by now. Yay! Really? Even Vector was working with Ibrahim for a short time when he saw fit to it. So why not? There was one big fight of Blood Angels and Death Guard and others in the Horus Heresy, yes, when they went for the walls. But I think the biggest part of those fights is coming with the next book. So, not by now. But there was one fight, not on Terra, but on the way to Terra, when Blood Angel forces were engaged by Death Guard space vessels. They had a little fight. That's where the Blood Angel saw Death Guard's corruption during the Horus Heresy when they were on their way to Terra to help. And that was when they went from the Imperium Secundus, where Sanguinius was the at Terra. But overall, the Death Guard is more or less insignificant during the Horus Heresy because they are pussies. there are sure some passages that are Death Guard based, but books there are boring. Sort of. Please repose your questions, Sanguinius. What warlord? If you mean when he worked with Rain, that was when Rain was still a witch fighting in the arena. And shortly after that, he saw fit in helping her to achieve his own goals. Later on, he didn't like what happened, and yeah, started some sort of a manhunt to bring down Igraine, Janezar, the Vizarg, other Inaris. It was when he sent Rizar, Psychic Awakening Fluff. Well, I don't think we will ever get a Vect model in the Lord of War category, but maybe as a warlord. I totally could see him coming with the next Drukari book, really. I mean, we obviously get a new... oh geez, what's her name? Yeah, you know what I mean. Witch Queen. Oh, I don't get stream. I totally could see a Vect model there. I'd love to see a Vect model. Yeah, thank you, Lilith. Lilith Hesperax. And again, yes, I'm licking my brush from time to time. That's to restore the tip. I'm licking the color of the brush. By the way, I'm finally done painting the upper body, which sucked. Yeah, she definitely is one of the nicest models they brought out so far. And they had to bring out this model. I mean, I don't know how old the Drukhari are. I think they are from 2014 or something like that, or 13. They really earned some more models by now. But in my opinion, they have to redo the whole range of craft worlds, because craft world models are so damn old and so ugly. I mean, I like the aesthetics, but I hate building them. They are so old, and the plastics and all is so bad. Oh. And they are so small. I mean, Eldari are a big race normally. They are about 2 meters high, and the old models are nearly as big as a guardsman. And I believe I have to end this stream by now because we're running late, and my god. To go search for my voice. Has to go to work tomorrow. That means I'm doing my 2 strikes right here. Right. Okay, so that's what we did today. Tomorrow I'll be still painting Evil Sun Scarlet, and in the end I'll go to Wild Rider. I'll be starting the stream I think about 11 AM tomorrow. So in this case, see you tomorrow. Bye bye.